All right. Why is this not working? We got, I got to connect my Bluetooth mouse here. Todd's mouse. So we have no severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. There are no severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. But what we do have are thunderstorms increasing, and I'm concerned about the damaging wind potential in southern Arkansas. And as you look at the radar and all those, and underneath me, do you see underneath me the um, the warnings? Those are flash flood warnings, which are in effect. And we have tornado warnings now going up in Louisiana along the leading edge of it. I don't think the threat for tornadoes in Arkansas is that great, but it's there in southeastern Arkansas. And I'm going to show you exactly where I'm concerned. If you're watching us from Monticello right now, I want you to pay extra careful attention, not because there's a strong tornado. We don't see that right now, but because I think there's going to be some very heavy rain and gusty winds. I think the best thing for me to do is just do some radar analysis, right? Um, we'll start out here. I wish I should have done a two pane here, two panels. So this is heading into Ryzen right now, and it did have a little bit of weak rotation with it. Excuse me. It had some weak rotation, and I don't think it produced a tornado. But what I think it does have are very strong winds, and the concern is increasing because the ground is super saturated. And with a super saturated ground, it does not take much wind to knock over trees. We just saw that in Conway this morning. A huge oak fell on a house, no injuries. They had to be rescued. So it doesn't take severe winds to cause problems. Uh, but we have high winds with some of these thunderstorms, and it's coming through Ryzen right now. There's another area that I'm watching in Bradley County, and that's what's heading towards Monticello. I'll go to the velocities here. It'll load up, and I don't see anything right now on the velocity scans that says that there's a tornado or anything. But you can see this enhancement in the velocities over here towards Ryzen. So I do have concern, and I was just on the air on Channel 7 telling people, Ryzen, watch this storm. It's not tornado warned, and there's no severe thunderstorm warning on it. But I think there could be some pretty gusty winds with that. And with the ground that's saturated, it'd be easy for trees to tip over. There are other thunderstorms in southern Arkansas that are worthy of watching. I'm looking at other computers in case you're wondering. I'm going to answer your questions here in just a second, but I'm just looking at some other pieces of data. Uh, Again, I don't see anything right now that says, "Hey, we've got a tornado," or "We have severe winds." But I don't think it takes severe winds in a situation that Arkansas is in, especially southern Arkansas that's had so much more rain compared to northern Arkansas. It doesn't take much for it doesn't take much wind. I'm sorry, getting a text message here. It doesn't take much wind for something to happen, and we just saw that in Conway earlier with the tree that tipped over. And then yesterday we had an environment too where we had um, in Jefferson County a brief tornado, and it was what's called an EF. Uh, I'll talk more about this. It's unknown because there's no damage, so they don't rate it. But it was a tornado. Go back to reflectivity. So when I see these signatures, especially on reflectivity, you see the lightning strikes here near Hermitage in southern Bradley County, central to southern Bradley County. I think that there's going to be some wind gusts with this that could do some minor damage, and it's major damage if it happens to you. Also up here into Cleveland County, moving up into Jefferson and Lincoln counties. As far as central Arkansas is concerned, our threat for heavy rain, while we are still under a flash flood warning, our threat for heavy rain is decreasing soon. The back edge of that coming through. But let's watch this. The areas that I want you to pay attention to the weather, it's Bradley County, Ashley, Chico, Deshay, Drew, Lincoln, Arkansas counties, and even Jefferson County over towards Phillips County. So it's this corner of the state, the southeastern corner of the state, for the next couple of hours that does have a threat for some strong to perhaps severe winds. And we even have a tornado watch, which is in effect until 5 o'clock for Union County, for Ashley and Chico counties. That's until 5 o'clock, but the threat will be over with before 5 o'clock. All right, let's go back here to you. And Kenneth, that's what I'm here for. Ooh, let me move these messages that you guys send to the radar screen. So thank you very much, Kenneth, for watching. What you see beneath me, that's the flash flood warnings, which are in effect, and that does include much of central Arkansas. Amounts of rainfall have been anywhere between 5 and 6 inches just to the southwest of the Little Rock metro area. At my house, I'm almost at 4 inches of rain just last night and this morning. So no tornado warnings are in effect. No severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect, but we see gusty winds out of those thunderstorms. Let's put this into motion. And come on, play. Maybe I didn't hit. Here it goes. So into motion, the movement is to the east, northeast, and these individual cells, those individual areas of red and yellow, those are the storms that we need to watch that have gusty winds. And I see a little bit of a bowing feature here in eastern areas of Cleveland County, moving into southern Jefferson County and western areas of Lincoln County. No warnings are in effect, but I think there could be some very strong winds that just went through Risen. I'll need to check the power outage map. And there's another thunderstorm, and we've got Parker in here tiptoeing around like we're on live TV, but we're on Facebook. What's going on, Parker?
Good. Setting up the studio.
Setting up the studio. So if you're watching this from Monticello, Drew County, pay attention. There are no warnings in effect except for flash flood warnings. I'm looking at all different sources now. Let me let's go back here while you got that into motion. There's Andrew Ross, and who's that over there? Jim Drew. We're on Facebook Live right now.
Hey, Facebook.
Hey, Facebook.
Looks serious. It's all in red.
It's Jim Drew says it looks serious. It's all in red, just to convey the message that there is.
That Pine Bluff tornado.
That was. Did you see that little tornado yesterday? No damage, thank goodness.
Little spin up.
It was a little spin up.
I learned anything. I learned that.
Keep them safe, Todd.
Yeah. That's what we try to do. So that one storm that you see coming into Warren has some gusty winds. I need to move this map around just a little bit so you can see, and I'm going to get to your questions here if you have any. A little bit further towards the north, I should back out. Star City, I went a little too close there. You see that coming up towards southern Jefferson County and into Lincoln County. There is some gusty winds most likely at that. Also in eastern areas of Bradley County, there are some strong winds with that too. All right. So Melissa says, hi, Todd from Risen. So in Risen, what did you have? That storm has just passed you by. You still have some very heavy rainfall, but I think the wind part of that is now on the north and east side of Risen. So Melissa, I'm sure you had some gusty winds with that. Hopefully no power outages or anything like that. No warnings are in effect severe-wise, but there are flash flood warnings in effect. Looking at social media, seeing if I got any reports of anything. Going to my mentions here. Thank goodness, nothing. Nothing showing up right now. Melissa, did you respond here? Just what you experienced. Again, we're Melissa LeBeouf. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but what you got? Let me see if here Melissa's.
I know Melissa.
You know her?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope everything's all right. I'm just looking to see if she experienced some gusty winds with that. I will be just a little bit. I'm going to do a little more Facebook Live.
He's doing digital right now.
No, we'll record it here. Just give me a couple minutes. I think I got most of my show put together for midday. We'll have Midday Arkansas coming up at 11:30. I'm going to record Weathercast, which is going to be on KTV.com. I'm looking through at your comments right now. So Brittany Phillips says, Star City, it's just drizzling with a little wind right now. That's going to pick up. That drizzle is going to turn to some torrential rainfall in that area very soon. And just to give you an idea of what's going on in Star City, back out there, you see that massive rain, locally heavy. Now let's go into Star City. That's what's heading in. It's just light, but the heavy rain, and I think you're going to see some strong winds out of this in Star City. Severe winds, I'm not ready to say that, but with the saturated ground, it doesn't take much, you know. So the area, look at this, Warren over towards Monticello, gusty winds. There's no warning in effect, but I think that you could see some pretty gusty winds with that. No warnings, still no warnings, except for flash flood warnings, which you see beneath me. So it's now coming up on 11:10, and I'm going to start getting ready for our midday show. And I see here, yes, that's why I'm on here, Jennifer. That large oak that fell in Conway this morning, at least one person I know of had to be rescued in that house, and it wasn't even severe winds. The ground is so saturated, it doesn't take much wind to knock over an oak tree like that, or even especially a pine tree. So we have Fordyce. It's pouring. Thank you very much, Susan, for that. And you see here from Kathy, we've had 5.34 inches since it started yesterday, and it's still lightly showering. Don't have your location, but you're probably in one of those couple of heavy rain bands that we had last night. This was our concern, was flash flooding. And remember that low severe weather potential we were talking about? We had that weak tornado that did not cause any damage. Nobody injured from that. Okay. So I'm going to go get ready for midday. Starts at 11:30. We'll keep you updated on Channel 7 News, of course, on midday online, ktv.com. Download the KTV weather app, and you can track these storms with the interactive radar. That's what we do. And thank you very much for trusting us, the Channel 7 team with the most experience.